All right, let's talk a little bit about my new MBS F5X bindings. So I bought these new bindings right when I ordered my MBS Agent, and I'd used other MBS base plate style bindings in the past, but probably decades ago. So more recently, definitely for the past 5 to 10 years, I've been running more of the MBS F5 style. Probably had some F3s, F4s, and definitely for the past several years been using F5 bindings. Really like them, but there is a limited adjustment based on the L brackets. Unless you're drilling extra holes in your deck, and in some cases, you would have to have the threaded inserts. This particular mounting system, they're mounted directly through the deck. But I wanted to try the F5X bindings and see how they worked. Right off the bat, my feet were getting numb. I was using my old mountainboarding shoes that are, a high top, more of a skate style shoe. That's what I've been riding for many years. But strapped into these F5X bindings, it was just cutting off some circulation. And so I went with another boot. I had a work boot that has a composite toe, so it's a lot more rigid in the foot box and the toe box, and also has a good sole. It's got an edge that the heel straps can grip against, and this really solved my circulation problem. So I've stuck with riding with these boots ever since then. The adjustments are every 3 degrees, so you can adjust the angle of the bindings by 3 degrees. I think it would be really cool if there was some additional holes to either have it go up or down slightly. Particular for me, I would like it just to be able to go down a little bit, since I tend to have more toe overhang than I do heel. But everybody's feet are different sized, and their stance is a bit different. So I really like the adjustability on these. I was getting recently, I've been really switching out the bushings, trying to dial in, particular for skate parks and pump tracks, the right bushing setup. So I've switched to white bushings, spread out in the white position up front, and I have the medium bushings, the orange, also spread out in the white position on the rear. Overall, I feel this setup gives me the most easy maneuverability, yet stable and control. And at least for right now, I did enjoy doing just downhill trail riding, downhill and uphill with orange, the medium bushings front and rear. But in the pump track, I ended up having to hop turn some of the tighter berms. And I really like just leaning into a berm and turning and not having to lift the front at all. So the white bushings in the outer position allowed me to ride like that. So, but prior to adjusting my bindings how they are right now, I was getting toe rub from the sharpest toe edge turns with the front of my boot rubbing onto the tire. And so I shifted the bindings to a 3 degree. I'm running 6 degrees in the back. I don't have any problems with my back foot, rubbing against the tires. It was really just my front foot. So I adjusted that back a little bit. Even though it's at 3 degrees, you'll see the boot tends to slide a little bit because of how far back the strap mounts. So there is some room. You don't want to over tight, but even cinched down, it's not going to be going in the same position as the base plate. You'll tend it to slide a little bit that direction. So one of the other things is, and it may have been just aesthetics, but I didn't like the fact that the base plates were mounted directly onto the foam grip tape. The board comes stock with the foam grip tape in place, which I really like. If I was running just straight F5 bindings, that would be a great setup. I wouldn't change it at all. But definitely what I decided to do was to cut out the foam grip tape just where the bindings mount. So, and I only had to do it in the middle section. The plates rise up both at the heel and the toe, and so I didn't have to cut that final piece, as there's still clearance for that. But this just brought the binding a little more flush to the deck, and so it's something I just wanted to share. And other than that, really like the bindings. I'd prefer if in the future there was a binding designed specifically for riders that use heel straps. Okay, you can see, I've got a fairly large boot, and the ratchet strap is almost maxed out. So really just part of the end is behind my heel. And then also for the front, this strap is way back here. I would really like a specific toe strap and heel strap mounting brackets so that the heel strap wouldn't have to extend that far from here, and vice versa. The toe strap wouldn't have to extend from right here. So, hopefully Joel will watch this and see if he can incorporate in a future binding design something that is a binding specific to heel strap riders. I think the F5X binding would be a good base for designing that. And also, there are older MBS bindings with similar base plate designs. There's even an older one than this. I tried to dig through some bins. I couldn't find them this morning, but have the post and the Velcro strap on a metal base plate design. So MBS has been, tweaking these for a while. I'm glad they came back to it. There's definitely room for improvement. Some people aren't going to like it. Definitely, if it cuts off circulation, if it doesn't feel the good or, same or better than their old bindings, then, they may not be that popular. But, I like them, especially with a board that's a lot heavier, going through a lot more stress compared to traditional mountain boards that, are a fraction of the weight. So I'm looking forward to sharing more ideas and riding updates on particular gear and equipment. So go out and ride. Have a great day.